Oh.
Hi, my name's Daniela Gomez.
I'm Melissa Roldan.
We're going to show a quick video for our presentation. So give us 1 second. Oh, we're going to restart it. And this is just showing a visual picture of what happens when you're smoking, what is going on with the chemicals, how it affects the woman's body, the body of the mom, the body of the baby. Great video.
So that video is just a little piece showing you what it's like whenever a mother starts smoking, how it prevents your child from really getting the oxygen that it needs.
So we are going to start our presentation. Oh, you can no longer see us. All right, we're just going to go like this. Tobacco and pregnancy. Tobacco and pregnancy. Smoking while pregnant has a major effect on the baby's development and physical features. A woman who smokes is putting her unborn baby at risk. Every time they smoke, they put the baby at risk because the chemicals are coming in through the babies because the mom is obviously the person who is taking care of the child and protecting it. So mothers who smoke are more likely to deliver their babies early. Preterm delivery is a leading cause of death, disability, and disease among newborns. Babies whose mothers smoke while pregnant or who are exposed to secondhand smoking have weaker lungs, more probable than normal babies who had a smoke-free environment, which increase their risk for many health problems.
For the age group, we put that smoking can damage your baby's developing lungs and brain. The damage can last through childhood and into the teen years, so it's not just something that they experience at a young age. It goes well into their teenage years. Children who have been exposed to secondhand smoke and firsthand smoking are most affected in their firstborn months or years. So the mother does not have to directly be the smoker. It can be somebody who smokes around her. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that she is smoking. Smoking increases a long risk to children who are especially vulnerable to secondhand smoke. Each year, secondhand smoke contributes to about 300,000 respiratory infections in children younger than 18 months. Children who are exposed to secondhand smoke are more likely to develop allergies and asthma than those who are not. Their asthma symptoms are more likely to be worse than those of children who are not exposed. And then once they get asthma, that's a whole nother set of problems that could have been prevented if it wasn't for the secondhand smoke or the mother smoking during pregnancy. Inhaled secondhand smoke can cause reoccurring long lasting ear infections, a leading cause of hearing loss.
Current initiatives. There are many initiatives that the state and many countries are taking in order to prevent and help and find resources for those who smoke and unfortunately are smoking and going through pregnancy because they do realize that smoking is a habit that unfortunately you can't just quit one day to another. It does contain an addictive drug.
Nicotine is
It
the addictive
contains nicotine,
chemical.
which is hard to quit on. It takes many months. And if you're a person who smokes and you realize that the next week you find out that you're pregnant, it is a process that you have to go through. But there are many um, sites, many resources that are able to help. Smoke Free Women is one of those. It's part of a National Cancer Institute of Smoke Free. They offer resources, information, and support to help smokers quit or at least get on that pathway. The tobacco industry is also required by law to put on their cartridges risks that may come with smoking. As you can see in the pictures below, it shows you, and even if you do go to the when you go buy cigarettes or if you go to the gas station, sometimes you may see the pictures display of what might happen. One of them is having a defective birth. It's not recommended
Implications for parents and teachers. There are many steps and things that parents at home and educators at school can do to help kids, especially young teens, prevent smoking and prevent them from um, picking up any kind of smoking, whether it be e-pens, vaping, that's very popular right now. Things that parents can do at home. Uh, well, first, both parents and teachers can help educate today's children and teenagers and warn them about the consequences of smoking while pregnant or overall smoking, um, what kind of dangers it can have for not only yourself but others. Parents at home can set a good example by practicing non smoking and talking to their kids about refusing cigarettes, e pens, vaping, etc. And there are different reasons a young person might want to try tobacco, such as peer pressure. They see parents doing it at home, advertising on billboards, magazines, etc. Um, so it's important to be aware and discuss with your kids the danger smoking can create in a young person's life, especially someone who is young, because once they pick it up at a young age, they kind of stick with it, they become addicted with it, and it can increase their chances of becoming pregnant and continue smoking, which affects the baby as well. In schools, educators, they can also talk about it. I know high schools are already implicating a required health class, and that includes education on smoking, smoking while pregnant, also other kinds of smoking such as marijuana, and other smoke-related health consequences. Which is really good because it begins to implant the idea that smoking is harmful and can consequently harm not only yourself but the baby that you are carrying if you are pregnant. Something else that schools can do is also provide a tobacco prevention program to educate students about the dangers of tobacco and tobacco cessation programs to help young people. So the idea is basically that you're trying to implant this idea in the beginnings to prevent it from happening as they get older.
Smoking statistics. In the United States, cigarette smoking accounts for approximately 480,000 deaths a year. That means that around the world, about 6 million people die from the use of tobacco. According to the American Pregnancy Association, 12 to 20% of pregnant women smoke, which puts themselves and their baby's health at risk. This causes, however, 1,000 babies in the U.S. die each year due to smoking. Smoking during pregnancy is estimated to account for 20 to 30% of low birth weight, up to 14% of preterm deliveries, and about 10% of all infant deaths. Women aged 20 to 24 were more prevalent to smoking during pregnancy than other age by 10.7%. So in the statistics, it does show us that while younger women have a higher risk of smoking during pregnancy, it also may be because they are not educated on the subject. So a big part of this is to make sure that everyone is educated of the health and risk that comes with smoking and pregnancy.
And not only that, but also being aware that there is help out there and that there are resources that you can do, because a lot of the reasons that pregnant women are continuing to smoke during their pregnancy is because they feel they cannot stop because they are too addicted to the cigarettes. So there are websites out there, there are programs that can help expecting mothers to help them stop before their pregnancy, or stop during any of their smoking journey.
Thank you.
Thank you.